I'm sorry? It's a live streaming system that's not functioning very well right now.
Try to put that in the chair because we don't want to warp it. Thank you so much, guys, for being here with us and experiencing Project Atlas. Please put your Oculus Rift headset back on the floor and see your chair. Thank you so much.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Nice.
Test 1 2 testing 1 2 testing. All right. Testing 1 2 testing 1 2. Hi, this is Mike Balzer. I'm at SVVR. There's an extra V in there. SVVR. I don't know how well this is going to turn out. My signal is pretty bad, so you might get some very spotty video. I am recording this live, or I should say post, with 4K, and I'm also doing 360. So if you've tuned in to possibly watch this at this particular time, again, I apologize for the quality. But let's kind of just start moving around and seeing what's here. And maybe as we get further out on the floor, maybe our signal quality will improve. So let's kind of take a look at what we got here. Very spotty. My audio is probably not very good as well. But like I said, I do have 4K, and I will be playing that. So this will give you an idea if our signal improves. Let's say we'll see if I can get some adjunct service going on here. Oh, thank you very much. All right, well, let's kind of walk through and we'll see what's going on. So as you can see here, a lot of Gear VR simulators.
But if you're doing fine without that, we went through watching a bunch of stuff. Yeah, you see the older one, the older skiing video? Yeah, it was one of the first videos that we ever shot.
Hi, you remember me from the last time, huh? Hey, why don't you give me a little bit of we're at the Sixense booth right now, and as mentioned, our quality is not very good, but we are recording this both a 4K camera as well as a 360 that I will post later on. But essentially I'm at Sixense. And what's interesting about Sixense is they're a Chinese company.
Sorry to interrupt. I can help you. I'm the business guy here.
Oh, are you?
I'm Mark
Okay.
Morrison. Yeah, so if you need anything, let me know. I can help. We can give you
Sure.
snippets, we'll interview.
Well, hopefully we're... I thought Wi-Fi would, or not Wi-Fi, my internet connection would be better. Let's see if we come back
I can
up.
give you a hotspot if you want.
I've got one too, so...
Yeah, Verizon's pretty good in this room, but it's not 4 bars, but it's 3.
Well, now for doing continuous streaming.
Oh yeah, no, it's wow, what a challenge for you.
Yeah, well, I've actually done this at CES and a few other places, and I've never had this kind of issue.
Yeah, I like your rig. You seem to know what you're doing here.
I've done it a few times. I have a lot of post-recording as well, so if I don't catch it live, the cool thing is we are live. So I'll tell you what, take my microphone.
Sure.
And go ahead and stand in front of, this is the camera that's in play right now.
The middle one?
Sure. And then just bring it up about 2 or 3 inches to your mouth. So hi, you are working with Sixense?
I am, yeah. My name is Mark Morrison. I'm the Business Development Marketing and Sales Director, Corporate Director, and we're here thanks to all things 3D, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so we're Sixense, we're a Silicon Valley startup, and we started in 2013, and we're showing today some of our technology that's coming out to market this summer. We're producing and creating software that works with specific hardware for tracking the hand in VR and AR, as well as position tracking, where I'm at inside of my experience, whether it's VR or AR. So we're actually combining AR and VR together.
Okay, so I'm a little bit familiar with the process, but in your particular case, you're using two stereo cameras, correct, in order to provide that 3D information, that depth information. Is that correct?
Correct. There is a combination of computer vision, sensor input, as well as software and some AI, some deep learning in the software. And so what we're doing is we're producing tools within the development workflow supporting Unity 3D, Java, and C++ developers with a set of hardware, the cameras, stereo RGB for the AR component, sensing depth and SLAM, as well as for the hand tracking, we use infrared cameras. Right now, we're supporting and targeting mobile developers and mobile end users because we think there's a lot of value there, giving a more natural, immersive experience using our technology in AR.
So I notice you have a unit on the left. Is that the actual unit there?
Yeah. So this is a unit that we kickstarted in spring of 2015. We call it the Impression Pi. And of course, nothing existed, so we had to build something in order to prove it out. And at this point now, we've attracted enough partnerships and are working with partners who make hardware to embed what you're seeing here as infrared cameras and lights. So this is the hand tracking model.
Okay.
And inside of this, a phone would fit.
Okay, so it's
we use
an
the
adjunct.
phone for display and processing. And as the phones get more processing power and higher fidelity in all ways, we're able to actually give the developer the tools they
Go
want.
ahead and bring it up a little bit. Good, thank you.
And so this will be a mobile HMD, but again, our real domain expertise is in the software, and we're working with hardware makers to support and license out and provide our technology. In the first part of this year, we'll really be supporting developers, and then into the consumer ecosystem as it grows more.
Okay, well great, I really appreciate it.
Hey,
Thank
thanks
you.
for coming by.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Are you a developer at all?
I am.
You are, okay. So let me
I actually have your card. Well, go ahead and give me
you
your
my
small.
card.
Okay.
I'll put you on the early access
Okay.
list and send you a dev kit at the end of May.
Oh,
How's that
excellent.
sound? Where are you based?
I'm in Morro Bay, but I work with a company out of San Francisco, Occipital. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Occipital?
Occipital.
Occipital,
And
okay.
they make a 3D depth sensing product as
Oh,
well.
really? So let's touch base when
Okay.
you're invited to the office anytime.
All right.
And if you need any other assets, we've got if you want, you can scan, and there's a press kit there. If you have a scanner.
Yeah, I'm actually really
You can
pressed
email
for
me.
time.
You're fine. Email me for anything. I
Sure.
want to do a dev
I'll
kit.
make. I'm actually doing I'll be making a Stanford. I'm doing a talk later on tonight about 3D and actually VR. Yeah, the augmented and mixed reality.
What's your
So I'll
name?
mention it. Mike Balzer.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks. So that was Usense, and looks like we're getting a little bit, still spotty service here, but we seem to be doing a little bit better. So we'll just kind of pan around, like I said. Again, I apologize for the poor quality video. In fact, I'll probably jump it down to the worst further down. So, yesterday the system was working pretty good, but today we're not working as well. Now it's interesting that we have a lot of different depth sensing things. As you can see there, it's a structure sensor or Connect-like device. Some of these companies are familiar. We've seen them before. But one of the things that is a big difference, at least where I'm at now, is the selection of, what would you say, software vendors, or the wetware, or the software tools, not as much as the hardware. And most of them are using, obviously, the big people like Oculus and US. Also, a lot of 360 cameras, panoramic and spherical cameras. So, one of the nice things in being here now is they don't really open the doors to the public or to the Expo visitors until tomorrow. So it's a little more quiet. So I can apologize for my quality not being what it should be. Hang on.
You one thing?
Sure.
What is this?
It's a spherical camera.
Ah, okay.
So I'm recording the spherical functionality as well as 4K and also streaming live right through Google Hangouts on Air.
Ah, okay.
But my Google Hangouts on Air is not cooperating with me today.
Cool. I never saw a camera like this.
Oh,
Who's
yeah,
manufacturing this?
V.360.
Okay. Cool.
Sad that they don't, well, I don't know how well they've been doing. The problem is it's more of a cylinder, it's not spherical. However, for a lot of this stuff, it's great. Plus, it's a 4K camera, so the quality is better than what
Might look great on the Glyph. Did you ever see the Glyph?
I have. I was actually saw it at GDC.
Oh, cool.
So actually, why don't you wave it again? So if you remember, we kind of covered this a little bit earlier. The Glyph is a product that you put, essentially a headset that you kind of wear the head bar in front of your eyes, and it's got two optics. I actually tried it at GDC, and I found that the quality was actually pretty good for something like that. Your price, though, seemed to be, I wouldn't say on the high side, but a lot of these products are in the $500 to $600 range. If I remember, that's exactly what that was.
$699 US right now.
So, you know, when you have it compared to the Vive or the Oculus Rift, you know, not everybody can afford multiple items. So the huge advantage behind this product is obviously you need a fancy PC. This could be hooked up to, if I remember correctly, a Blu-ray player, an Android device.
An iPhone, an iPad, a regular PC.
Go ahead and bring it up a little bit. There you go. So yeah, so even though the pricing to me is a little pricey, if you need something for those long trips across the ocean, this might be the trick. Great, thank you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you. So another thing that we saw, Interactive Lab, we saw them at GDC as well. Essentially, they provide a more complex system versus what you see with the light towers with the HTC Vive. It is a multi-sensor system, and you have multiple objects that these particular cameras sense. So they can not only provide a body awareness, but also joint awareness. So you can actually get a skeleton, and we actually saw a great demonstration where somebody was actually using, throwing a basketball back and forth in VR, which I thought was pretty cool. So let's kind of take a look over here. So sadly, I don't have a lot of time today. So if you're catching this, as you can see, we have a ton of people here. Again, it's quiet because today it's not open to the public or people who just bought the Expo tickets. This is for the people who are actually involved with the conference itself. We're going to some of the conference episodes or events. And the big thing is the tickets are different. So as you can see, there's a lot of these things being set up to provide full interactivity. And here we're using it with the Gear VR. Let's go over and take a look. Now that person's actually using the HTC Vive, but I'm assuming that we're looking at mainly software here.
Good.
That's kind of funny. Thanks. So I guess they're trying to take a page from, what is it, Magic Leap, huh?
Oh yeah, put it, yeah.
So this is the Affinidex. I think I've read about this. Are you part of this booth?
I am. Okay. I'm partnered with them.
Okay. So if I remember correctly, this is some type of infinite platform that you can walk and move around. Is that correct?
This is the real world holodeck.
Okay.
Omnidirectional treadmill. So it goes two directions, and then the combination of those lets you go absolutely anywhere. The boom behind him is a control arm, and as he walks forward, it will actually move the platform so that it stays centered.
So the sensors are built into both the platform and the arm itself? Is that how it goes?
Just the arm.
Just the arm? Okay.
Yeah, at the bottom is just two conveyor belts that move.
Okay. So there's no sensors there to determine velocity or anything like that?
That's all coming from the CG, from the center of gravity.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And
this is actually really appropriate because one of the things we hope to do is to support the user and take the weight off of the user and make it so that you can have the sensation of walking on the moon as though you were an astronaut.
How funny.
Couldn't be more appropriate.
Yes, very cool. Well, I'll say it now. As you're probably aware of, that whatever his name was got on stage at TED in a spacesuit. So maybe that'll be your next step. Hate to say
one giant step.
One giant step. Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, I think this fell off.
Thanks.
Just go.
I want my car. Yes. It doesn't leave my house.
In 5 minutes, we can do the moonwalk.
So, as mentioned, it's an extremely interesting product. Here we're actually seeing him actually use it. Seems like the experience might be a little bit uncomfortable or awkward. It doesn't seem very sure footing. So if I understood correctly, you can walk both pretty much any direction, left and right, continuously. The support strap also provides the, as I mentioned, angular motion and center of gravity. There isn't any sensors actually in the pad itself, so it'll be interesting of how they actually determine speed and velocity, but as you mentioned, by measuring the center of gravity, he's able to detect it. All right, well, let's keep moving on.
Well, thank you.
And it is used for what?
Right now.
So it's interesting, we're actually like I said, it's pretty quiet, mainly a lot of people who've been in the show before probably have a better indication of the number of people when we hit all back in June. But like I said, it's quiet today because this isn't the actual day they've opened up to the people who just bought the Expo tickets. This is for people who are actually attending some of the conference meetings and sessions. So that's why it's a little bit quiet. So more than likely this will pick up tomorrow. So as mentioned, there seems to be a lot of streaming live persistent spherical video, as you can see here.
Pleasure is all mine, Betty. Take care. Enjoy.
So we are the media provider.
It's kind of interesting after attending GDC and now this. You don't see obviously the budgets that you had at GDC. Doesn't mean that some of these items aren't going to be fantastic in any form.
Can I make a copy double check?
There's going to be.
So this must be the visualization booth that they talked about. I think this can be used. I've noticed the number of trackers in this. So this will be the experience booth. Man, look who I've got here. As I mentioned, I was going to take and visit and see if Amir is here so he can kind of tell me. I don't have much time, but I would like to get a few words from him. And maybe he can let us know when they're actually going to be shipping this unit. As you know, I've kind of taken a stance that they don't have something delivered by the end of this month, and we're 3 days away from that, or at least a ship date. I was going to file a class action suit. So let's see if we can find Amir. Doesn't appear to.
have behind your back. Reach behind your back.
It doesn't look like there's that many people here. Hey guys, how are you?
Good. Pretty good. Yourself?
Did Amir make it here today?
He should have been here by now. He said he'd be here at 2:30 and it's 3:20.
Well, sadly, I was hoping to have a little bit of an interview with him. I've actually got to get going. Just tell him that Mike Balzer came by.
Mike?
And yeah.
Mike Balzer.
And you know, one of the things that I obviously myself and many of my audience members and backers on Kickstarter want to know is if we're finally going to ship this thing. So I know he was going to make an announcement, and I gave him the
Most of the
opportunity.
reason why he's not here probably is because he's still working on the update for Steam.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear that something's happening. So great.
And we'll be posting today, and not today, tomorrow.
Okay. So can you mention anything about that?
I haven't even gotten to see it myself.
Oh, okay. All right. So they've got something working out with Steam. Is that what I heard correctly? Steam?
Steve.
Oh, Steve.
It's a guy.
Okay.
Not a company.
The other guy at the company. Yes,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So there really hasn't been any announcement yet on what's actually going to happen with
As far
it.
as I know, no one told me that we posted the announcement, but we do have it worked on. Actually, I can look myself.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
So, if you remember, we kind of talked about it, and we spent a little bit of money. This is the booth for OZO, so let's kind of take a closer look at it over here. Now, if you remember, the OZO is not only a spherical camera, it is a high-quality spherical camera with a high price tag. I think it's like $50,000 if I remember correctly. But the cool thing about it, and as we've discussed before, and what I've done, and actually makes a huge difference, is obtaining spherical-stereo imaging. Let's see if we can actually get somebody from OZO. Do you got a moment or two to kind of talk about your cool product here? Just a little bit. I've got to get going. Please. Okay.
So as you can see here, we have the new Nokia 3D camera.
Bring it up to your mouth a little bit.
Comes with 8 lenses, 105 degree field view per lens, 2K per 2K resolution drive, 8 microphones, 360 degrees surround sound, 30 frames per second, 9.3 pounds, 45 minutes while recording. It's a new camera generation, liquid 3D with 3 Rs.
So this is stereo spherical, correct? So you get full three-dimensionality. Unlike some of the other cameras out there that gives you spherical.
What's up?
He's doing a great job, but
I was actually telling my manager was much better, but he was in a rush.
yeah, I've actually got to get going. If you wouldn't mind.
Sharing some of the features, but it's still right.
So we've heard a lot about this camera, but and one of the I've worked a little bit in this as a developer, and obviously I've got a VDOT 360, so I have some experience with it.
Right.
Obviously there's a big price tag with it, but with that big price tag you get extreme quality, as you mentioned here, 2K per eye, and more importantly 2K per eye because it's stereo, spherical, meaning probably an up-down system, top or what do we call it, upper lower frames, 30 frames per second. Other than that, what else can you add to it?
Well, one of the things you'll notice immediately about the camera is the shape. So
Correct.
most cameras are basically based around a rig concept, and you put cameras around the periphery of that. This camera is inherently designed as a spherical device. So you can almost look at it and say, that looks a little bit like a face, and that would be a very good analogy. So the distance between those lenses you see on the surface of the camera, as an example, is about the same distance as between the pupils of our eyes. So it's kind of mimicking the way that we as humans see the world. And yes, it is natively stereoscopic. And because of that interocular distance being about the same as humans, the degree of stereo is about the same as we see natively as well. And then also embedded around the periphery are 8 microphones. So what we're picking up is a complete 360 degree sound field. So the base notion of the camera is it sees the world and hears the world like we do as humans. So therefore when we deliver that to the viewers, HMD viewing devices, we're giving the brain a very consistent set of data that it's expecting to see if it were there. And that's the whole genesis of telepresence, where I'm taking you from where you are now, and I'm transporting you to an alternative location that you couldn't otherwise go to for reasons such as cost, restriction, safety, health, a whole bunch of reasons. So that's the first point about the camera. The other thing about it is it's really the first camera that respects professional workflows. As a simple example, if I was shooting a movie and somebody said, oh, by the way, I'm taking your viewfinder away, then most directors would go like, oh, no, I don't think we're doing that. But this is the first VR camera that actually has an on-set viewing capability. It can be either done on a flat panel screen, or in this case, behind me, we have an HMD. So I could actually right now put that on, and I could be looking around, and I could visualize exactly how the set is. I can either do that live, or if I record the data, I can play back what has been recorded. So anytime you're doing scripted content, you'd like to know if the last take is a good take, and if it is, move on, or if it isn't, go back and do it again. Because the last thing that we want to do is come back 3 days later and do a reshoot, or get into post 2 weeks later and find out that the story isn't going to work because the shot's not good. Those are deal breakers when you're in the professional content creation business.
Well, sorry, I've got a tight schedule today, so I appreciate your time. Yeah, I've always hopefully I'll get a chance to see that. Are you going to be at all as well?
We've done a lot of trade shows. I'm
Okay.
familiar with that particular
Well, hopefully
one.
I'll have more time then to actually put it on and take a look at it. I'm looking to upgrade a little bit myself. It's a little bit steeper price tag, but
Yeah.
you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah, often you do. That's true.
All right, well, thank you very much. Okay, well, again, sorry for the rush, but I'm a little bit, so like I said, it seems to be more software development and as I mentioned, services. Yeah. Not a lot of hardware. Even the Oculus is far from what we had at the previous. So it's more of a hometown type appearance. If you remember at GDC, we had large presentations. There's a little Theta camera. Still looking at possibly getting nice little headset, a little on the heavy side. They do have a new development 1.4, which essentially adds kind of like a shield or in front of the screen itself to diffuse the screen door effect a little bit. And that's because the clarity of the lenses. We put a lot of effort into creating some nice lenses, but the side effect is that it sharpens those actual pixels and subpixels on the camera itself. Looks like they're busy, but I can talk more about that on the show next Friday. NVIDIA, a little tiny. So again, it's a far less scaled event than what we've seen in the past. I pretty much covered it in about 45 minutes. So there you go. Okay, well, this is Mike Balzer. Again, I really apologize for the poor caller that we had today. It's very jerky, and I'm assuming my sound wasn't very good as well. I do have some 4K video that I shot as well as some 360, so I will take some time over the weekend to put that up and give you a better opportunity to kind of take a look at what went on here. Okay, I'm signing off. Hi, this is Mike Balzer from All Things 3D. Bye.